Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of 1998 Represent. On this episode, we're taking a look at Virtual 11 by Iron Maiden. I'm just going to get this out of the way now. This is definitely not one of Iron Maiden's better albums. So, just getting that out of the way, this series we do focus a lot on stuff that was really good about 1998. But there's going to be a few things in here, like this album, that are not so good. The album, it's competently put together, but it just kind of pales in comparison to a lot of Iron Maiden's other albums. So, probably my favorite being Power Slave. I did a essential album video about that. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to check that one out as well. But got some quick notes here about this album. I'm going to go through these pretty quickly. Virtual 11 first released March 23rd, 1998. Bruce Dickinson had left the band a few years before this. He's definitely the more iconic Iron Maiden singer and frontman. So Blaze Bayley, I think, did kind of like the best that he could in trying to fill Bruce Dickinson's huge shoes. Didn't work out so well, but I do feel that he definitely tried to make that effort on the X Factor, which I think came out in 1995, and then Virtual 11 a few years later in 1998. So those are the two, and Blaze Bayley only did those two albums, so X Factor and Virtual 11. Let's see. Bruce Dickinson, like I said, basically went solo a few years before that. And then Bruce Dickinson did eventually rejoin the band, and as far as I know, is still with the band currently. So kind of took a break from the band for a while to do some solo stuff, and then joined back up with them a little bit later on. Like I said, not one of their best albums. It actually has some fairly negative reviews. I think like a couple places give it like 2 out of 5 stars, and so not a very good album overall. There's a couple songs in here that I think are decent. Future Real being one of them. That's kind of the opening track on the album, and then The Klansman is also pretty good. Let's see, Klansman. Let's see, Blaze Bayley then resigned in 1999. Year after this came out, Bruce Dickinson and I believe Adrian Smith, who had both left prior to that, had rejoined the band by that point. There's a quote here I want to bring up from here. It was, let's see. We're going to take a look at some of the reviews here first. So AllMusic, like I said, gave it 2 out of 5 stars. And then Sputnik Music gave it a 3.5 out of 5. One of the quotes from Stephen Thomas Erlewine, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, of AllMusic, commented, this is a quote from him: "On the surface, there's nothing terribly wrong with the record. It delivers all the crunching riffs and demonic horror of their best records. The problem is that there's nothing memorable about the hooks, riffs, or songs, and there's little visceral energy to the music or production. As a result, it sounds lifeless to all but the most devoted fan." So, like I said, there's a few decent songs on there, but it just feels like almost like a generic metal album. It has some signature Iron Maiden kind of like bits to it, but it's definitely, like I said, definitely pales in comparison to a lot of their earlier work, especially stuff like Peace of Mind. I think it comes to mind, like Peace of Mind, Power Slave, and Number of the Beast are definitely, I think, some of their marquee signature albums. This one is definitely not as good as any of those. I know a year after this came out, they did Ed Hunter, which was it was a greatest hits collection, but I think it also had a very basic first-person shooter game on it. I think I remember playing it years ago, because if you had that album, it was able to you were able to play it on a PC and play this first-person shooter element to it. Some bits about the artwork here. Like you have, of course, Eddie on the cover there. Then you have the kid sitting down with the virtual reality helmet on, and a football match happening kind of toward the bottom left. As a way to kind of lead up to this, it kind of was released around the time of the 1998 World Cup. So Iron Maiden, as like a promotion for the album, did a bunch of like football matches with like musicians and other things going on to kind of promote the album. So that's kind of, I think, like why some of that football's on the artwork, and also there was like a whole like virtual reality theme kind of behind the artwork and some of the songs. We're gonna take a look at the track list here. Album is about 53 minutes long. It got 8 tracks on the album. Track 1 is Future Real. That one, to me, it feels like the most like an Iron Maiden song. The next one is track 2 is The Angel and the Gambler. Track 3 is Lightning Strikes Twice. Track 4 is The Klansman, another one, like I said earlier, that kind of has, like, it kind of fits in the Iron Maiden kind of style. It's kind of, those are the only 2 ones I think that actually do. I guess The Angel and the Gambler kind of does, but because that was kind of like on the longer side. It's like close to 10 minutes long for Angel and the Gambler. So we were on track 4, so that was The Klansman. Track 5 is When Two Worlds Collide. Track 6 is The Educated Fool. Track 7 is Don't Look to the Eyes of a Stranger. And track 8 is, hopefully I'm pronouncing this correctly, Como Estas Amigos is what that is. So 8 tracks, about an hour long, about 53 minutes overall. Like I said, not one of their best albums, and you can definitely tell it's kind of like a lot of lists will rate this at either being their worst album or their second worst album. Either a lot of those lists will have either this one being the worst or the one prior to this being the worst with the X Factor. So there's some bits about the album that are kind of decent, but a lot of it is overall kind of not very memorable. But if you're definitely like an Iron Maiden a fan, it's probably still worth like checking out just to kind of get a little bit perspective on like the different kind of like vocal styles between Blaze Bayley and Bruce Dickinson. I definitely prefer Bruce Dickinson overall, and I think any Iron Maiden fan would probably would totally be in agreement with that. But that's going to do it for this episode. We'll be back again in a few days, probably be doing another movie or TV show or something like that. And we'll be back after that with another video game. And then after that, after the end of the year, we'll start doing more just general 1990s videos for the remainder of that decade. But that's going to do it for now. So remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. We'll see you again next time. Thanks again for watching. Take care and have a good one. See ya.